It's day 7 of designing an Animal Crossing island on hard mode in 30 days. And yesterday I begged you for subscribers and I started building a farm. Today it's pouring rain. Also, we can buy more clothing. So Able Sisters is going to be getting here pretty quickly. That's cool. Sherry has finally moved to our neighborhood. And Tom Nook has a DIY announcement. This is the customization workshop, which is great because that means we get our 50 free customization kits. But perhaps the most important part of today is that it is our first Sunday ever, which means it is the first time we get to go inside Nook's Cranny to actually buy something. It is shopping spree day, but I'm going to keep you in suspense a little bit longer because we have some other stuff to do first. It's also the first day we get our ranking from the Happy Home Academy. Rank B already. That's not bad. Maybe this wasn't like the most impressive goal for a whole 30 days. I don't think getting S tier is going to be that hard. But at the same time, remember, I'm going to be adding rooms and stuff to the house. It'll be a lot to keep up with given how little furniture we're going to have. I am obligated to make this place as big as possible. So let's see. I think this is going to be the big tapestry. Sewing machine, actually. Oh, weird. Oh, it's a tiny one too. It's not that one that's sitting on the table. Okay, thanks, happy room people. Great. Cool. Can't wait to use that. You know what? Actually, it's kind of fitting. I can't buy clothing, so you know what? I see where they're coming from. So before we head to Nook's Cranny, let's do a whole bunch of dailies. I got to get my money tree harvested, collect some points for that, talk to our villagers. We'll probably be talking to them a couple times because we're going to need to gift them stuff. And I guess try to catch some fish. It is pouring rain right now. Some rare fish like to spawn like this. This is not exactly rare, but it's my first one. We'll of course plant our next money tree like so. Collect our daily beach DIY, which is the standard umbrella stand. This is a cool item. I like this one. Scoop up our fossils, which, by the way, this is the first one I found. I've been running around for a while, and I figured they'd start to be close together, and indeed, I was right. So I think the other two are probably going to be really close by. Oh, talk to Harv, which is definitely something I was planning on doing. Catch a snail next to our other two fossils. I wish they would always spawn like this. This is so convenient. And fail once again to find the money rock. I don't think I found it yesterday. I'm not finding it today. I think I've hit every rock that I know of, which means there is a hidden rock somewhere on this island, or a very obvious rock that I just keep walking past and assuming I've already hit. Oh, is it this one? Yeah, it was snail rock. I grabbed the snail and I thought that was all this rock had to offer, but no. Anyway, we'll get our stuff donated. We'll say hello to our newest resident, and we'll grab a new crafting recipe from Samson. He's giving us jungle flooring. That is our first DIY flooring that we've earned now. And you know what? This flooring is almost a matching set with the floor we currently have, or the wallpaper we currently have. It's not, it doesn't match, but it is on theme a little bit, which is kind of interesting. If I turn out the lights especially, they look a little more blended together. Now, I'm not committing to this as the look in here. It's just kind of cool that we've unlocked so many DIY walls and floors already, and some of them are actually kind of going together. There's, of course, plenty more things I need to get done, but that was, you know, the run-through of our daily tasks for today. And now we can start to focus on the much more exciting elements of the day, which is reaching 7 days in a row at the Nook stop, having money in our bank account, and using all of our day 7 excitement and funds to shop for the first time at Nook's Cranny. Oh my gosh, the items we have here today too are not bad at all. The guitar's pretty cool. These plants go such a long way, and I think buying just one it's a shame. Usually I like to have at least like 2 to 4 of these for different projects, but we're buying it all. It feels so good. Even though I already have the little ironing set, I'm gonna buy at least one of them. And then I think I'm gonna buy like 3 of these little homework sets because I believe they have other customizations, and we're gonna need all the items we can get. We need as much variety as we can get with as little opportunity as possible, basically, for getting that variety. These are also really cheap. I'm gonna grab a 4th one. Okay, so far our shopping spree has not put too big of a dent in our cash stack. Let me go in here, though. This is where things get a little wild. So I have a lot of things available to me at the moment, but the stuff that I'm really looking at right now are the recipes that I don't have, such as we got ladder setup, we have pitfall, we have the vaulting pole. We already have that. Slingshot recipe. That's the biggest one, I think. Yeah, let's grab these. And then also there should be another DIY set that we don't have. They'll tell me whether I have it or not. So we don't have DIY for beginners. And I don't know if we have test your DIY skills. Nope. Because we're having to rely so heavily on DIYs for this challenge, this is a huge get. These are so many recipes we just got access to. I'll show you them in a minute. We couldn't do this on the DIY island. right? We were not allowed to use Nooks at all. Everything else here is stuff we do already have. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy my first slingshot because I'm lazy. We're gonna buy some medicine. I think I'm gonna get 10 of these. I'm gonna buy some party poppers. I'm gonna buy a tweeter. And from here, I'm gonna buy all these flowers. I'm gonna buy the saplings and a ton of wrapping paper because getting gifts to villagers and getting their, presents back and their photos is gonna be really important for this. So hold, please. This is where I got to so far before running out of space, but we can clean up a little bit here and just learn these recipes real fast. Also, yesterday I forgot to place down my extra flimsy axe for the tree farm. I also was planning on putting this on top of a little stump, but I forgot to grab that too. But there we go. That's there. And that's my inventory full from all the shopping so far. We got some really interesting flowers this time around. So we got yellow mums, orange windflowers, red cosmos, red windflowers, white cosmos, and white mums. So not a bad variety. Hopefully next Sunday we get even more of a variety. Imagine if the flowers rotate based on like a weekly schedule and just these are the Sunday flowers and that's it. But yeah, a few more trips to Nooks in our future today. Now let's just hope we have enough storage. We did have enough storage. I got a points alert here. I also got some points for catching that fish earlier. And yeah, for storing 50 items. Nice. 1,000. That's great. Oh, and first time buyer. That's funny getting that so late. And spending bells. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. In fact, let's spend some more. I'm about to look at their floors and wallpapers, but I am nowhere near done buying wrapping paper. All right, here are the choices for wallpapers and flooring now. It's just going to be these 8 until the store expands, if the store expands during this playthrough. I don't think it really can. But I'm going to buy everything, even if it's not to my taste. I just want to have as many options as possible. And I think that's about as much as I really need to buy right now. While I'm in here though, let's wrap up this fossil. This is going to be used as a gift today. And yeah, I would say we definitely made the most out of our time at Nook's Cranny. We have all these different homework sets that we can maybe customize once we get Harv's Island going. We have some floors and walls to choose from. And yeah, I'm just so glad Sunday's finally here. On my way to the next thing we're gonna do, Zucker stopped me to, I guess, give me something? Oh, it's wrapped too, an iron garden bench. Awesome. I don't know if we'll ever get this DIY or not. You know, at this point, the DIYs are gonna be kind of RNG. Actually, the DIYs, I wanted to show you that. Maybe we already have it. Let's see. Okay, so this is everything we unlocked from Timmy and Tommy today. We have these kits here for making slingshots and ladders. And then, yeah, everything you see here, which is awesome. I think some of the stuff are things we could have unlocked depending on the variety of items Tom Nook wanted to put next to those first house plots. But now, you know, we got everything, which is awesome. I'll definitely be making one of these crafting tables for the inside of the house. I find myself always needing to craft something while I'm inside and outside. But speaking of crafting, before we do anything, let's go ahead and learn the customization stuff that we need. He's gonna have me make a wooden wardrobe, which I may or may not have the supplies for right now. We're one piece of wood short. Oh, that's so annoying. Fortunately, the trees right behind the tent came through for me. We'll go ahead and choose a style for our new wardrobe. And there we go. Now we're professional customizers. In the meantime, let's wake up Faith and get ourselves a present. Think she likes the fossil? That's good. And I get a fitness tank. I swear, my wardrobe is just so all over the place. I think I'm just gonna keep the leotard for now. Well, cool. So far, this has been really busy. I have a few more things I want to do, though. We need to buy clothing from Mabel here. And I want to get some fruit, wrap it up, and start giving gifts to anybody who will accept them because maybe, who knows, we'll finally find some pants? That would be cool. Unfortunately, it cannot be pants from Mabel. I'm not allowed to keep these. But I will go ahead and buy the 3 most expensive things that I can. And hopefully pretty soon here, we'll have the final visit and be able to place down Able Sisters, because we already know where we want it to go. And I was just coming to Nook's Cranny to sell the clothing, and they're actually talking about some new services. So, okay, they're talking about turnips, which we can't really do anything with because they're banned. Then they have the hot item of the day, which we already know about. I guess Sundays are literally the only day we could take advantage of this, but I don't really have a lot of crafting materials right now. And then the Dropbox, which we have known about since the store was built. So because it's Sunday, I can actually sell to them directly, and I don't have to use the Dropbox today. So I will just sell the clothing I just bought. And then while I'm here, I want to stockpile some more DIYs. I think we're probably going to be using these quite a bit through this playthrough. So I'm just going to buy a handful. We already have 48 from the workshop itself, but you know, never hurts to have some more. All of this is setting me back quite a bit for paying down my first home loan, But, you know, Sunday only comes once a week, and I need to do everything I can to just have stuff. And this first trip has been so expensive because we just have had nothing so far. But okay, I think I'll halt the acquisition of DIY kits there and see that we now have 50 and 28. Nice. Okay, let's do a tiny bit of decorating. This actually looks pretty cool with the lantern. I'm going to put the wardrobe right here in this corner, and then I'm going to pop the little portable radio on top. And yeah, that was all the decorating. Now what I want to do is wrap all of these stacks of cherries. If I'm not mistaken, a wrapped stack of cherries is the same value to a villager as one fossil. Those of you who are more versed in the mechanics of Animal Crossing can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't think I have 4 villagers that will accept gifts right now, but we'll just have these to kind of hand out you know, as the days go on. Samson is the only other villager right now that will accept gifts, for example. So let's see what we get in return for these cherries. A spinning wheel. Okay. We're getting a lot of items that you can actually craft by hand from villagers so far. I would really like to get furniture that you can only find at Nooks. But for all I know, I'll never unlock this recipe, so I guess having one isn't a bad thing. Actually, you know what? Both of the gifts we got today would go pretty good on the farm. Oh, these don't match. Oh well. The spinning wheel could just go right here. You know, it doesn't have to make sense. Just, it looks kind of cool. All this stuff together looks kind of cool. It's all potentially temporary, or we'll just keep iterating. I don't know. All right, now we just have our Nook Mile goals, which actually, I think we could do all of these now, thanks to it being Sunday and Nooks is open. I can sell things. We can catch 5 bugs, no problem. We could chop another tree. This is great. So let's start on that, and I will talk through a little bit of my, you know, conundrum when it comes to this challenge. Now that we're a week in, I'm realizing certain things about it that are kind of interesting. So one thing I noticed is how different these episodes are in terms of length. I believe it was day 3 that was pretty short, for example. And, you know, you might be thinking, like, why are some of the days so short? It has a lot to do with the no time travel rule. Because in the DIY island, I was encouraged to time travel. I needed to time travel because the goal was collecting as many DIYs as possible as fast as possible. So I even went to time periods where there were like holidays, and I collected DIYs from there. So it made sense that I had more to do in every episode because I was, you know, it was kind of limitless. If I wanted to play for 7 in-game days and time travel through all of them, I was encouraged to do that. I had a reason to do that. With coming up with the rules, though, on this like new version of hard mode, it kind of makes it a little bit different, right? Because I'm very limited on what I can do. So you might be thinking, well, why don't you just go out to different islands and get yourself a whole bunch of DIY materials so you can make a bunch of DIYs and decorate that way? So, like, for example, right now I'm out of clay, and I have hit all the rocks that I can today. And I could do that and go to islands, but we're really close to Tom Nook allowing us to place the rest of the house plots on the island. And I'm going to need tickets for that. I need a lot of tickets, and right now I can barely afford 1 ticket. You know, these tasks we're doing right now will get us up to probably being able to afford 2, and we are in that moment where we kind of need to stockpile miles if we want to go after some really, like, awesome, perhaps top 10 villagers. Like right now, with everyone voting to try and get Samson to the top 10, that's going to change a lot of things, because it means that someone could get knocked out of the top 10 that's currently there, or someone will get knocked out, and it could be one of the villagers we already got. Oh, I got a bidet. It could be one of the villagers we've already, you know, had moved to the island, like Zucker or Molly. All that to say, I can't be using tickets right now, which means when I run out of things like clay or iron or stone or whatever, there's not much I can do about it. It just kind of limits the amount of things I can do in a day. Of course, there are a lot of trees. I could collect a lot of different types of wood, but I'm kind of not minding these first days being shorter. It lets me, you know, kind of dip myself into this challenge at a good pace. It warms me back up to playing Animal Crossing. I have taken a bit of a break. You know, I'm a bit rusty when it comes to design, as you can see by the farm, you know, over to the right of Nook's Cranny. So this is working really well for me, because once we've unlocked more of the game and we have more opportunities at our disposal, the days are probably going to get kind of long. Once we get closer and closer to 30 days in, and we're no closer to 5 stars, yeah, the days for me, the recordings for me at least, are going to be long. So yes, some of these episodes might be a little bit shorter for now, but that doesn't matter. It's all good, because later in the challenge, the days are going to get long, and you know, those of you asking for longer days are going to wish that you didn't mention anything. Honestly, I'll probably edit it down so it's still reasonable, but I'm gonna wish you didn't mention it. That's for sure. Anyway, all that babbling didn't quite get me through my tasks yet, so let's go sell some stuff. Ooh, I'm gonna actually go get the coconuts that grew today and sell those, and then we'll plant one of the coconuts. Why don't we do that? Also, the diving beetles are out, and I like these. I like having the diving beetles swimming around. They're fun. My axe is probably going to break any second, but yep, we're chopping these down. Okay, not chopping them down. Could you imagine? We'll plant one to satisfy that task. It did not work. I guess it's good that we bought some saplings today, because yeah, I thought a fruit tree would count. It absolutely does not. There goes the axe before I can finish chopping these. That stinks. But I'll gather up the rest of them. We'll go sell them. After I gather up some shells, actually, because we have a whole bunch of miles waiting for us, I think, for selling shells for the first time. So, well, you know, while we're trying to make some money, let's just go ahead and grab some of these. Sell, sell, sell. We're going to get for this $75.90. Not bad. We've got a long way to go before we make up for all the money we spent today, but that's all right. I'm going to hoard my 10 saplings that I bought and just buy one from Timmy and Tommy to plant. And I'm going to plant it right here. I think this has the best chance of actually sticking around, at least while we have this weird little farm build going. We'll collect our points. That does bring us to 6,000. That's actually 3 tickets. So, okay, whatever I was saying before, we can buy 3 tickets with that, which is cool. We also have some points coming in for picking fruit and I guess collecting furniture. This one took me a little bit. We got a few points for collecting some furniture. So yeah, it's gonna be really tempting to spend my points on things like inventory upgrades and stuff, but again, the villager hunt for the first handful of villagers is going to be important. We're going to want some extra tickets for it for sure. And I guess that's about it for day 7. You can either end the day by watching everybody stretch, or you can click the video on the screen for day 8 if it's ready, or you could just subscribe so you don't miss day 8. There's all kinds of options for you right now, but I'm just going to stand here for a bit. I'm going to let everybody stretch. I'll see you tomorrow.